Охренеть. Охренеть.
In one of the biggest attacks in recent months, Ukraine ravaged Russian port of Novorossiysk. On the night of November 14th, the Sheskharis oil terminal in Novorossiysk and a Russian air defense base were hit, sparking large fires. The large-scale attack on Russian facilities began around midnight, with explosions heard throughout the city and nearby areas. Eyewitnesses in the video captured several ignition points and thick smoke spreading over the port area. Later, the operational headquarters of Krasnodar Krai reported damage to the oil depot at the Sheskharis transshipment facility, as well as to what they claimed was a civilian vessel in the port. In addition, there were reports of drone fragments falling in various parts of the city. OSINT researchers from the Cyber community found that in Novorossiysk, positions of S-300/400 air defense systems were also hit on the grounds of Military Unit 1537 of the Kuban Red Banner Anti-Aircraft Missile Regiment. Local residents recorded a powerful explosion and a column of fire and smoke rising into the air. Satellites of the NASA firm service also detected numerous fire hotspots in the Novorossiysk area. The Sheskharis terminal is the endpoint of the pipelines of the Russian company Transneft. It is one of the main hubs for exporting oil and petroleum products from Russia through the Black Sea. The facility holds strategic significance for the aggressor state. Due to the nighttime attack, the airports in Krasnodar and Gelendzhik were temporarily suspended. In the morning, the Russian Ministry of Defense claimed that their air defense systems had allegedly shot down 66 Ukrainian drones over Krasnodar Krai overnight. Ukrainian strikes on Russia's energy infrastructure continue unabated, with a major 500 kilovolt transformer erupting in flames in the village of Vysokaya Gora in Tatarstan. Prison or death in the special military operation. Russian propagandists suddenly revealed the real career prospects for Russians. In Novosibirsk, 8 repeat offenders received prison sentences of 5 to 10 years for the abduction of a participant in the special military operation. In 2024, they took him to a forested area, demanding 1.5 million rubles, $18,585, the money he had earned in the war. However, they managed to extort only 95,000 rubles, $1,178. The next day, all of them were arrested. They spent a year and a half in pretrial detention, and the court recently handed down their sentences. However, the victim himself did not live to see it, as he was killed fighting in the war against Ukraine.
There are 8 defendants, all from the Pervomayski district, all according to the investigation, accomplices in the crime. Koosfaya, Saskovia. Last summer, they organized the kidnapping of their acquaintance who had recently returned from a special operation.
They arrived in 3 cars. These 3 cars drove towards the Pervomayski district to the forest strip. There they took him out of the car and started beating him. One of them fired a gun near his ear. He got scared, the victim.
The purpose of the kidnapping, investigators say, was criminally banal, to force him to give up the money he received for participating in the special operation, 1.5 million rubles. By the way, Nikita Martinov, who posed so freely for the camera at the beginning of the trial, received the longest sentence, 10 years in a high-security colony, and he does not agree with these court findings.
You were surprised by the sentences, right?
No, as if I killed him.
Such a severe punishment for the guys from Pervomayka was not without reason. Almost all of them had previous convictions. However, the victim will never learn the fate of his offenders. While the investigation was ongoing, he went back to the front line and died defending the country's interests.
Zelensky says transferring 140 to 160 billion euros in frozen Russian assets to Ukraine would strike a major blow to Putin's inner circle. These are their funds, and it would destabilize their system. He stressed the money wouldn't just fund weapons, but domestic production of air defense and energy protection tools. Freezing is one thing, giving them to Ukraine is real sanctions. Moscow risks losing 80 billion euros in energy revenue plus assets, a key lever for peace. Ukraine used long Neptune missiles against targets in Russia, employing a modified launcher mounted on a Tatra chassis. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has, for the first time, released video footage of the updated launch platform engineers installed square transport and launch containers for 2 Neptune missiles due to the increased length of the missile itself. The new launchers have been supplied to the naval forces of the armed forces of Ukraine. Zelensky announced that last night, Ukrainian soldiers successfully used long Neptunes against designated targets on Russian territory. According to him, this was a just response to the ongoing Russian terror, and Ukrainian missiles are showing increasingly tangible and precise results every month. Last year, the Ukrainian Navy carried out more than 50 strikes on Russian targets using R-360 Neptune cruise missiles. It was previously reported that the warhead mass of the updated missile reaches 260 kilograms, which is 110 kilograms more than in the anti-ship modification. The flight range has increased significantly and now reaches approximately 1,000 kilometers in the Neptune D system version, compared to 280 kilometers in the previous version. The missile's dimensions have also been changed. Its length is 6 meters without the booster, and the body diameter is 50 centimeters. The navigation system enables flight over difficult terrain and following the route without satellite navigation, as well as targeting ground objects, although technical details are not disclosed. It is likely that these were the missiles used during strikes on the Sheskharis oil terminal in Novorossiysk and on Russian air defense positions, where witnesses recorded a series of explosions and large areas of fire. Analysts from the Cyber-Baroshno community have determined that S-300/400 air defense system positions on the grounds of the military base in Novorossiysk were also struck. A new method of drone hunting has appeared at the front line: a hunter drone. It was created to detect, pursue, and destroy enemy vehicles. The innovative development is being used by the Black Arrow Unmanned Systems Battalion of the 5th Heavy Mechanized Brigade. The released footage shows how the device confidently maneuvers in the sky, reaches the target, and prepares for interception. According to the operators, the drone works effectively even in conditions of active electronic jamming. Its main advantage is its speed of response and autonomy. This allows the hunter drone to detect and neutralize enemy FPV drones before they reach the target. The brigade notes that the Black Arrow's drone has already undergone combat testing and has shown stable results during counter-drone operations. Such developments are becoming part of a unified low-altitude air defense system being created by the defense forces. Ukrainian engineers continue to improve the hunters to ensure that the sky over the positions of our soldiers remains under control, the defense forces add. Earlier this year, the 5th Heavy Mechanized Brigade received a batch of IFVS with the Paris module.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.